So in our last session, we have seen how we can connect the data from Spark data frame to MySQL server. And we have populated the data inside our final data frame into our SQL server. I have demonstrated this using Microsoft Workbench. You can either do this using Microsoft Workbench if you have already installed it, or you can easily do this using phpMyAdmin if you have installed XAMPP, as I have already mentioned the setup for both in my environment setup section. So please set up both and try all the steps I have mentioned in my last session. Now moving ahead from here, now as we have the data in our MySQL server, now let us take this data into Power BI and try to build some visualizations onto this. Also, if you have not set up Power BI, just refer again into my environment setup section, and once your setup is complete, you can continue from here. Now you open Power BI. If you see such message, you can close it. Now this is the first interface that you see in Power BI. First of all, you have to get the data that you want to visualize. So for getting the data, you have a get data option here. Expand this and you can see multiple data sources: Excel, Power BI, datasheet, SQL server, web, blank query. Go to more and here you can see multiple sections from which you can get the data. We have to get it from database. Here you will see all the services. So just to avoid confusion, we have to get it from a database. Click on database and here you have to select what kind of database you want to get the data from. So if you are using Microsoft SQL Server, you have to select this first option, SQL Server database. The access is a local database into Microsoft Windows. In our case, we are using MySQL database. So click on this, click on connect. Now in production grade projects, your Power BI desktop can be connected with Power BI Cloud, and your SQL servers or your data warehouses can be easily accessed from your cloud server. So in production grade projects, here is what we give the URL for our respective databases. In our case, our MySQL server is running on the same machine. So I'll give localhost : the port number, and then we have to mention the database. The database is GK Stores Pipeline DB. GK Stores Pipeline DB. Click on OK. So here you can see it has connected to the database and it has fetched whatever tables were there inside that. So we want the data from final sales. Click on this and click on load. Give it some time. It will load the data from the MySQL data warehouse to Power BI. Now here you can see on the right side we have the fields option. Left to that we have visualizations, and on left to that we have filters. Now let us try to create some small visualizations. For example, if I want to see which vendor has done most amount of sales. So what fields we have to take, that you need to check in. So first I need the vendor name or vendor ID, let's say vendor name. Okay. And then I need the amount USD. So this is a sum of amount USD. So right now you can see you will get this data in a sort of tabular format, but these visualization tab you can select whatever you feel good for your dashboard. So let's try few of them. Let's try the normal stacked column chart. So here you can see very nicely we have got the vendor name against amount USD. So currently here we can see vendor 18, IN vendor 18, it has done most amount of sales. So that is 20,566. So this is the beauty of visualizing the data, because whatever coding, whatever extraction, calculating amount sum, whatever we have done in our Spark jobs, the business side needs to see the aggregated data in a attractive format. And here is why visualization tools like Power BI and Tableau come in. Second number of sales were done by vendor 3, 9,963. And there are many more filters, fields that you can add here to filter out this data. Now let's get some other statistics as well. For creating another chart, you have to click outside the chart, so that selecting another fields does not mess up this. So click outside. Now let us see what were the maximum sold product. So I need the product ID and I need the quantity sold. And let us take some other chart this time. Let's take a pie chart. So here is the product IDs and their sales. And one important thing here, suppose I add another chart of vendor name and the quantity sold. Suppose I need which vendor name has sold maximum quantity of products, and let's create a area chart. Now let me create a donut chart. Now interesting thing here in Power BI, what you can achieve is, like suppose out of these vendors you want to see the report that is being fetched for the same field, any of the other chart as well, you can click on that. Suppose vendor 18 did a complete of 20,566 in sales. Now if you click on this, you can see other charts will get adjusted upon to that. So vendor 18, in case amount USD you want to see, this will be available in this chart. The product IDs you want to see, this will be available in this chart, and you can see all other things are getting blurred, and only the exact field related to what you have selected in other chart is coming here. So you can fetch the field wise data very interactively, like if you just click on that. If I want to see for vendor 1, you can see quantity sold by product ID 8.87% of P005 this product this vendor has sold. So there are many more visualizations that you can create here, and this visualization will be dynamic. Suppose the next day data comes, this can be easily refreshed without changing anything. Let's suppose I'll take total amount USD and I'll take a amount chart and let's place it here. Okay, so as of now currently total amount USD is 41.74k USD. Now let us try if next day data comes, this gets refreshed automatically or not, or we have to change anything. So let me go back to the code, and everything is same. And what I can do here without waiting for next day data to come, I can run the same job because the mode is append. So all the data will be appended once more, and hence increasing the total overall sale. Just a workaround for testing. Let me run this. Okay, but as we have created the sale ID as primary key, so we cannot do a duplicate. That this error is given to Spark from this MySQL server. Let me alter this for time being. So let me modify this to change. Okay, this is also important. So to drop the primary key from sale ID, I can do alter table. Just copy it 2 times. Alter table final sales, drop primary key. Let me execute this. What is happening? Okay, execute the selected portion. Okay, so I think now primary key is dropped. Now let me try to run the code again. Minimize this, run it. Yes, now it is entering. And let me see in my database. Yes, you can see same records are appended again, but we did this just for testing. In just we wanted is our USD amount rate, and let's suppose this is the scenario that next day data is processed, and finally we have more amount USD totally in our final column. What we wanted to test is in our last run this was 41.74k, the total amount USD. Now just click on refresh and you can see it is dynamically updated. So once you build a report in Power BI, you don't need to change anything. It will dynamically pick, the Spark job will run, it will push the data into SQL data warehouse, and from the visualization side you just need to refresh it and you will get a updated data. And this reports in Power BI you can save in form of PBIX files. So if you want to save this report, you can click Ctrl S and you can mention a file name GK stores and you can save it. Now this file you can open anytime in the future whenever you want to see the reports. So this is a workaround for local. Usually in live projects, these reports can be shared onto Power BI Cloud, from where the direct links will be provided to the business and they can directly access these reports through a UI, and that comes as a part of paid plan. If you want to test it on local, you can download this Power BI desktop, you can visualize, you are all free to do that. The limitation is you cannot share these dashboards with others. Rest of the process is exactly same. So if you close it and go to where you saved your report, and just double click and all the data will be ready for you. So all the connections, properties, visualizations, fields you have to set up once, and from that point onwards you can refresh it anytime you want, and it will provide you visualization as per the current data.